Okay, so look at this article by Yahoo Finance. Warren Buffett, right, the Don of investing, came out and says, the Godfather.
The Godfather, yeah, that's what I meant.
Said that inflation apparently is running rampant, and apparently he believes that inflation is going to well exceed the 2.5% mark for the Federal Reserve. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but cost of lumber, everything's been going up. Have you guys been noticing this?
I mean, the price of chicken went up. Nick was saying earlier today, he was sharing a story during our meeting. He said he went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nick, is that true?
He didn't have chicken.
It's absolutely true because I tried calling over there, and the girl on the phone was literally like, "We don't have chicken wings."
Yeah.
Like, how do you not have chicken wings in your Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah. Right. So there's a shortage of chicken, shortage of wood. I mean, plywood's like through the roof. The price of plywood, it's insane.
Crude oil's up 80%.
Right.
I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, by the way, crude oil, not a lot of people know how important crude oil is when it comes to real estate manufacturing, housing development.
For sure.
Dude, that's in everything. That's in paint. That's in, siding. That's in, that's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know even, whatchamacallit, copper. Copper's up. Copper's been up 33%.
Oh, yeah, copper's up. Yeah, it's back
33% since last October.
It's like $9 or $10 a pound.
Yeah, it's
at this
insane.
point.
Which if you think for electrical, for plumbing, right, like copper wire, like copper pipes, it's very, very essential.
So not only wood is expensive, I mean, that's like essential. You need wood to build anything.
Food, materials, clothes.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everything's up, man. The price of gas obviously is up as well.
That's why nobody's building new homes.
No one's building new homes. So inflation, why is all this inflation going up? Right? Why is this? What do you guys think?
Let's define what inflation is, because there's a lot of misconception about what inflation is. It's not just the products in itself going up in value. It is the underlying currency that is worth less. So really, the value of products stay the same. I mean, water doesn't cost more. Though some could argue that there's finite amount of drinkable water, but stuff like that, commodities, they're not necessarily finite in a sense that we believe. It's right now the currency has devalued.
Yeah, the big misconception with inflation is that, it just means there's more currency in circulation.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, right? No. If you look at inflation, my definition of inflation is the price of goods and services relative to income. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe. And yes, there's an element of currency printing. There's a lot of that, right? But I have a theory, gentlemen. Okay. I have a theory as to why the cost of goods, services, inflation is going up. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can say yes, it's because the Federal Reserve is printing hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. Yes, it's because of how much total do we have in stimulus? So we had 1.9 earlier in 2020.
Yeah, the CARES Act.
Isn't it up to like 6.8 trillion?
Something like the stimulus. So we had a CARES Act, and we had something in late fall that was nearly, I believe, $2 trillion. Mm-hmm. And then this, we just had, whatever we passed back in January was also, I think, another $2 trillion.
Yeah. So here's who I blame for inflation.
Okay.
I think this is ultimately why inflation's happening.
All right.
It's that gosh dong dog from Dogecoin.
You're a liar.
That's who's causing inflation.
You're lying. Inflation?
I think cryptocurrency is causing inflation.
Really?
So let me explain to you why, right? So let me share these numbers with you guys. Okay. Bitcoin market cap over $1 trillion.
Yes.
Wow.
Ethereum market cap $412 billion. Mm-hmm. Dogecoin, your boy Nick. Dogecoin $78 billion. XRP $57 billion. Cardano $54 billion. So you have all these cryptocurrencies. So let's think about what's happening. Right? If you're talking about currency in circulation, if you're talking about infinite cash flow situations, imagine, let's say that all three of us had, let's say, $500.
Okay.
Right? Or let's say we're all working, right? We get $500 a month.
Sure.
And let's say that this book right here is valuable, because it is. It's got millions
Absolutely.
of dollars
little
worth.
Plug for you guys, for those who haven't bought
millions of dollars worth of knowledge in this book.
0to75units.com, ladies and gentlemen.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So imagine if we all buy into that book, right? And let's say that other people also buy into that book. So that book, let's say the value of it right now, let's say is $10, right? So it's $10, and let's say it's a currency. We buy into it, we buy out of it, right? We buy, sell, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And let's say other people, right, individuals in the world, start also buying into that currency and also buying into that quote unquote investment. And because more people are involved, let's say it increases the value from $10. Let's say it goes up to $50.
So are you saying the inflation is caused by cryptocurrency, not necessarily because cryptocurrency, but you're saying that there's now a global pool of money?
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
What is price dictated by? It's dictated by perceived value and which is what? Demand.
Yeah, supply and demand. Purely
it's
supply
demand,
and demand,
right? So just because you have something now, and by the way, guys, I am all about cryptocurrency. I love the fact that it's decentralized, right? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But just the fact that this thing now has the market cap that it does have, and just because it has the global demand that it now does, you now have something that wasn't even a thing really 10 years ago, right? Like people like didn't know about this stuff 10 years ago, and now it's high, very, very high in value. Market caps in the trillions, and now you have people pulling money out and going back in at the same time, but at a significantly higher value. So now by default, you have more money in circulation just because you have an investable asset, something that you can invest to. 10 years ago, very low. Now it's an extremely high value. So it's almost like you're printing free money, but you're doing it in the free market standard as opposed to what the Fed does, which is basically printing money. Yeah. And think about, hold on, so let me finish this real quick. And think about why inflation is happening. Inflation only happens when you have the masses have access to more capital, i.e. stimulus, i.e. a lot of things, right? But it's also cryptocurrency. Because guess who are the people investing in cryptocurrency? Right? Is it the big hedge funds of the world? Is it the big? No. Maybe it's not. But who are the predominant players? It's people like me and you. Yeah. Right. Even before this recording, right, we were talking about what the price of XRP, what the price of Doge was. I mean, it's everywhere, man. Yeah. You know, big YouTube, Andre, Graham, they're all talking about it. Right. So I went to dinner last night. I went out to dinner last night with a friend of mine, and in last July of 2020, he lost the bet. Okay. He lost the bet. Guess what his punishment was, quote unquote? He had to buy $2,000 worth of Dogecoin.
Wow. Oh,
last July.
What a great punishment.
So he lost the bet, right? And he was forced to buy $2,000 worth of Dogecoin, right? He bought it, and he told me what the price was, but he bought it when it was 0.0023.
Okay. All right.
You know what that's worth today?
Oh boy.
You guys want to know what that's worth today?
Yes, please tell us.
I did the math on my calculator right before this. Okay. It's worth $540,000.
Now, did he sell it? Is the question.
I don't know.
Oh man, it's time to get him on the show and ask him.
Great question. But think about it though. You know what I mean? So you have guys similar in his situation who sold their money, and maybe they didn't buy it at 0.0003, but they I'm sure they bought it at 0.06. Nick, you bought it at what?
I get in at Doge at like 5 cents, like 5 or 7 cents. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Right. Yeah. So it's money going back to the people. That's what's causing a lot of it. It only happens. Inflation only happens when it's to the masses. Right. Well, sorry. What was your point?
No, I was gonna just follow up and say, just kind of unpacking your thought there, right? Because some people might still be scratching their head and say, okay, so what is the correlation there? Yes, I get that inflation happens when the masses are participating in this surge of money just circulating. But to unpack what you're saying, you're telling us that people investing in cryptocurrency, value of the cryptocurrencies are going up. And this is happening globally. It's not United States, right? You're saying that by the ability of people being able to pull money out of the cryptocurrency at any given time, there's so much, it's a lot of volume that you think there's also money being pulled from other countries and other trades happening. Is that what you're saying, or
100%? Because guess where all the money went? It went to the perceived value of Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Litecoin and Dogecoin, these things are only worth what the people say it's worth.
Right. They're
based on demand.
So it's all just numbers on computers.
100%. That's like saying that, hey, this sheet of paper right here, imagine if this sheet of paper went from $0 to $50,000, and you had multiple, right? I think how many total Bitcoin are there? We did a video on it, but there's a lot, right? Yeah. So I think there's like something along like 42 million or something like that, 20 something, I don't know. But that's exactly what's happening, right? So imagine if I sold this now for 50,000, there's now I'm now $50,000 richer.
Right. And you might be right, because in theory, any company can start their own coin. right? They can have a developer, they launch a coin, and then if it's some reason, let's say another Elon Musk comes around and says, oh, this coin's in the moon, and all of a sudden this coin that was worth 0.00001 cents at the start of launch can instantly become 10, 20, even reach $1. And literally, if that were to happen within 24 hours ago, that money didn't exist.
And let me say this. Inflation is going to get even worse as Bitcoin and other popular cryptocurrencies are now able to be used in circulation. Because guess what? Right? So now you're doubling your purchasing power. Because if you buy this for $50,000 and you have to give me $50,000, I now have $50,000 worth of Bitcoin. Right? We went from 50 to 100 in purchasing power. Beforehand, when you had $50,000 and all I had was a sheet of paper, the total purchasing power between you and I was $50,000. Right? But all of a sudden, when you give me $50,000 for the sheet of paper, right? You have $50,000 in sheet of paper. I have $50,000 in cash. Right. We now have $100,000 if
total spending power.
Exactly. If person C is willing to sell us goods and services in both sheet of paper and actual money.
And I think we will get to that point where more and more companies will accept cryptocurrency as a form of acceptable payment. And if that's the case, the dollar is in trouble. The dollar is, I mean, a lot of investors right now, believe it or not, they're betting against the dollar. You look at the dollar index right now, it's falling, and it hasn't been like dramatic, but you see the past 2 years, it's been doing like this. So I think it's inevitable. This currency, cryptocurrency, it's inevitable. I think it would be smart for at least the masses to understand what it is. You don't have to be an expert, but at least understand what it is. And that's partly what we are doing as well here in the Kwak Brothers. So
Well, now here's the big question. Right? Here's a really big question. How will Joe Biden's tax policy react and interfere with crypto?
I would imagine, because remember what happened, what we talked about on Monday's video, which, by the way, all of y'all go watch the Monday's video, because none of you guys watched it. Gosh dang it.
What was, okay, got it.
All right, anyway, I had to do that. Sorry, my inner anger just, had to come out. But you only pay the capital gains taxes when you turn it back into a dollar. But if it stays Bitcoin and it goes from Bitcoin to XRP to Ethereum, and it just circulates within that Bitcoin world or the cryptocurrency world, you don't have to pay taxes. So you put it this way, right? If companies accept cryptocurrency, more companies accept cryptocurrency where you can buy groceries with Bitcoin, or you can go buy movie tickets or whatever. You'll never have the need to switch it back to the dollar. Therefore, you avoid any form of taxes.
Yeah. Because imagine if you pay 40% tax on pulling that money out.
And I'm afraid that's what the companies are going to do, is they're going to start to realize, crap, if the moment we accept dollar too, the moment we go into dollar mode, we're paying taxes too. But the moment we accept Bitcoin, and that's the acceptable form of currency, and that's widely accepted across the country and by many, many stores, man, I don't know what the U.S. is going to do. Like, the IRS might step in, or they may say, hey, your crypto wallet now has to be monitored by the government. There's going to be a lot of slippery slope there.
People are going to loot.
Oh, there's going to be a revolution for sure.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So that's the big thing, is sure, the government can pass laws on taxing crypto, taxing capital gains, but that's only on the US dollar.
Yeah.
The moment you go from Bitcoin to US dollar, boom, that's taxable.
The minute,
it's like a toll.
I'll say this right now for you guys. The minute Joe Biden ends the 1031 exchange in real estate, I'll tell you right now, I will sell our portfolio and take Bitcoin as payment.
That's it.
The minute Joe Biden gets rid of the 1031 exchange, because if you and I, because you and I, we did a lot of the value add strategy, where if you don't know what value add is, for folks watching at home, you buy a distressed property, you raise the rent, it increases in value, and then you sell it. Well, that's a capital gains nightmare.
Right.
You're paying 40% on all the work that you did since buying the property. If we can accept Bitcoin as payment and not have to pay 40%, I actually wouldn't mind if Bitcoin went down a little bit, even after taking payment. But I think that's what a lot of, I think with all these laws that now pertain to real estate investing, if you think about the 1031 exchange, his removal of the step up in basis, the doubling of the capital gains tax rate, I think you are going to see a lot of cryptocurrency start entering in the real estate market, which for me is shocking, because typically real estate is an industry that's very slow on technology. You and I know that very well firsthand. It's very slow in technology.
Right.
But I think it is going to accelerate cryptocurrencies emergence in the real estate market.
Yeah, I have to see. Which, by the way, if anyone's working on a platform to sell and buy real estate using crypto, whoever is making that platform,
baby,
man, it's gonna be banking.
Who's making it? Who's making the Robin Hood of real estate crypto?
Right. I mean, you think about it. It's like it's kind of like Zillow, but you like it's listed.
Yeah.
You list your property. You ask for a certain amount of Bitcoin, and the title can also be used. Ethereum, because you got your contract right with the Ethereum. So you don't even need title companies at that point, because now you could blockchain the title information.
Exactly.
So
it's insane. You can do a lot of lease options with crypto.
You can actually make a coin specifically dedicated to title.
Yeah,
exchange of titles.
That'd be interesting. Redfin, Zillow, man, they got to get on it, don't they?
So we're giving out $1 billion ideas
I know,
here.
Man. Exactly.
Oh man, we might be giving too much. But anyways, guys, that's just our little thought. Closing out the week. Inflation, it's here. There's no denying it. I mean,
leave your comments below. What do you guys think about what's happening? I don't know which camera I'm looking at, but leave your thoughts. Do you guys think we're idiots? Do you guys think we're like the Paul brothers of finance, or do you guys actually legit think that we have a point? What do you guys think about inflation? What do you think how do you think cryptocurrency is gonna enter the real estate? What do you think about Joe Biden's tax policy and cryptocurrency?
There's so much, man. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot. So just closing out the thought here, guys. Leave your thoughts below. We'll have more videos out for you guys next week. Tell us what you guys want to talk about. I mean, seriously, that's we hunger for ideas that we can share, talk. We are changing our style a little bit, where we're gonna be, how do I say this? Be more comedic in a way.
Sure. They don't even know that.
No, they don't. But
we'll just give it to them.
We'll deliver. So that being said, tune in next time. Be sure to subscribe, share this video, and
like this video. Have a great weekend.
Take care, guys.